Many exercises you see being done in the gym are outright stupid. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 3 dumbest exercises that you should absolutely avoid doing in the gym. What's up guys, Jay Vincent here, and in today's video, we're gonna go over the top 3 most stupid exercises that you probably see being done in the gym every single time you go. And this isn't just a matter of opinion. I have a very specific criteria, and you should too, when it comes to selecting an exercise. So before I do this, go ahead and hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I debunk more fitness myths and give you evidence-based approaches to achieving your dream physique. Now, when it comes to choosing a good exercise, there are a couple things that you absolutely should consider. Number 1, does this exercise address the primary function of the targeted muscle group? For instance, if we want to train the glutes, the primary function of the glutes is hip extension. Does this exercise load the function of hip extension, thereby producing a high amount of contraction in the glutes in order to stimulate them, fatigue them, and get them to adapt and respond with improvements in muscular strength and size? So the first requirement, does the exercise address the primary function of the muscle group in congruence with its contributing joint function? Number 2, super important, and this seems to be neglected throughout the entire fitness industry in every single gym that I seem to go in. Is the exercise safe? The purpose of a workout and the purpose of exercise in general is to increase functional ability and all the general trainable factors of functional ability and increase overall physical capacity. Getting hurt in the process of this is doing the exact opposite of the goal of exercise. So it is extremely important to pick safe exercises. While some exercises like a clean and jerk might be effective generally, they are unsafe. So all of the strength and the muscle that you build through these exercises could go to complete waste if you have to take several months off from the gym to nurse an injury. I have a student in my VIP coaching right now who has been out of the gym and unable to train his upper body due to a shoulder rotator cuff injury. And this is because he chose some stupid chest exercise that he found on Athlean-X and ended up hurting his rotator cuff. And it's been 3 months and he still can't train with maximum effort. So what's happening in this 3 months? Well, he's losing strength and he's losing muscle. So choosing stupid, complicated exercises that are dangerous are generally gonna end up setting you back months and making you lose all the progress and gains that you worked so hard to get. So number 2, choose a safe exercise, obviously. Number 3, is the exercise efficient? A common thing that I see in the gym is people doing unilateral movements or training a muscle group one limb at a time. This is just dumb. From an efficiency standpoint, I see people lots of times doing a one-leg leg press or a one-arm chest press. Dumb. There is absolutely no benefit to training one limb at a time, other than if you just feel like wasting more time in the gym. You should always be doing unilateral movements or both limbs at the same time. So from an efficiency standpoint, always do unilateral movements. So those are the 3 concerns that you should have when choosing a good exercise. So in my opinion, what are the 3 dumbest exercises? Well, number 1, a burpee. Does a burpee address the function or the primary function of the targeted muscle group? Well, no, because it is not addressing any specific muscle group. It is just using a bunch of other muscle groups, not inroading them deeply enough to stimulate an adaptive response, resulting in not really an effective stimulus for any of the muscle groups involved. Is a burpee safe? Well, over time, with all the force production and hopping around like a complete idiot, probably not. Over time, you probably will develop microtrauma in your knees, in your ankles, elbows, shoulders, etc. And most average individuals probably will end up tweaking something if they're doing burpees over a long period of time. So it's not safe. 3, is it efficient? Hell no. You're barely contracting any muscle involved in this movement, and for such a brief period of time, it's not going to generate enough fatigue and inroad to stimulate an adaptive response. Yes, the use of all of these muscles will have a cardiovascular stimulus, but you're not getting any improvement in muscular strength or size past the initial beginner gains with this stupid, ridiculous exercise. Now, the second dumbest exercise is a dumbbell pullover. Why? Well, we have to look at resistance curves versus strength curves again. The problem with the dumbbell pullover is you are getting the majority or most of the resistance in the extended position, in a position of shoulder flexion, and a position of the extension of the lat muscles, which is the muscle group you're trying to target. Ideally, you would want the lats to be loaded somewhere in the middle of the range of motion, not in the fully extended position where you're getting the most resistance. And when you're doing a pullover, you're getting almost no resistance in the position the lats are the strongest, somewhere in the middle of the range of motion. So 1, does this exercise address the targeted muscle group? Yes, but it does so very poorly. Number 2, is it safe? No. Loading your shoulders back on a bench in a position of shoulder flexion can be very dangerous for your rotator cuff and your labrum and your overall shoulder joint. And I would highly advise against doing this exercise if you want to protect your shoulders. Number 3, is it efficient? Again, no, because of the resistance curve versus the strength curve. You're getting a lot of resistance in the stretch position, a position of passive insufficiency, and a position where the joints are in a vulnerable position, and almost no resistance due to the moment arms and the changing resistance curve in the strongest position. So this exercise, while it does somewhat target the muscle that we're trying to work, it does so extremely inefficiently and extremely unsafely. Dumbbell pullover, stupid exercise. And number 3, this exercise is probably the dumbest exercise I have ever seen in my entire life, and that is the Turkish getup. This is not an exercise. This is just a demonstration of functional ability. While physical activities can be difficult in nature, it does not necessarily mean they're exercise. Just because something is somewhat difficult for your body to perform does not make it exercise. Again, an exercise must address a targeted muscle group. It must do so safely, and it must do so efficiently. The Turkish getup does not do any of this, and it does not do remotely close to any of this. The Turkish getup does not address any specific muscle group, and it does not effectively inroad or fatigue any specific muscle group enough to stimulate an adaptive response. The Turkish getup is not safe. You are literally holding a dumbbell over your head, or in an even dumber case, a kettlebell, and trying to stand up with a weight above your head. Not safe. And number 3, extremely inefficient. You literally have to sit there and take your time trying to stand up without falling over. And again, you're not fatiguing or addressing any specific muscle group. The Turkish getup is not an exercise. It is just a trick. It is really no difference than juggling on a damn unicycle. Just because juggling on a unicycle may be sort of challenging with your body, you wouldn't call that an exercise, would you? Same thing with the Turkish getup. Not an exercise, just a trick. So these 3 exercises are extremely, extremely stupid, and you absolutely should not do them. If you want a program that shows you the best exercises that you could possibly do for optimal improvements in muscle size, strength, and overall physical capacity, requiring only 2 workouts a week with all types of equipment, cables, body weight, free weight, machines, etc., go to goldenarrowsystem.com, and this will show you exactly what to do and the perfect exercises, ones that are the most effective, the most safe, and of course, the most efficient. And if you would like my personal help dialing in your workout, dialing in your diets, you can have the best results and the best physique you've ever had in your life, Click the link in the description to book a 30-minute call with me and learn about my VIP coaching program. And again, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I drop more evidence-based fitness information.